Swarm is a TV show that has definitely made an impact with its arrival on Prime Video. One person who made an impact with their arrival within the series was Billie Eilish as the character Ava. This marked Billie Eilish's acting debut on screen, and it was definitely a performance that was one to remember. Playing a cult leader who was dark, dangerous, and wanted to recruit the main character Dre, Billie Eilish showed a side to her that we've never seen before. But was her performance good? Well, let's get into it. Here is Was Billie Eilish's performance good in Swarm? Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. The character. Billie Eilish's character made her appearance in episode 4 of the show, which was titled Running Scared. She played a character called Ava, and she started off as an individual that appeared as though she wanted to do good for the people that she was around. And she portrayed herself as extremely kind, helpful, and caring towards Dre, who was brought to Ava's sanctuary and home after her friend and fellow recruit Cricket found her being harassed. We saw Ava really tap inside of Dre's mind, and whilst Dre was putting up a persona as Kayla, Ava was able to knock down the barrier that Dre had put up, and she was able to get inside of her mind and get her to reveal herself as Dre, whilst also delving into stories about her traumatic past. This was until Dre decided that she wanted to leave the group after feeling as though something strange was going on and her phone went missing. Ava's character changed at this moment in time, and we saw a side to her that we hadn't seen throughout the entirety of the episode. It was revealed that the home that they all shared and the wellness mentality that they all focused on wasn't in fact just a group of friends that were running a facility. It was a cult that Billie Eilish's character was the leader of, and she was trying her hardest to recruit Dre into the group. With a symbol being branded onto their skin, every single person there was a part of it. However, with the resistance from Dre and with Ava standing behind her car as if to say that she wasn't going to be able to leave, we saw Ava ultimately meet her demise, due to Dre reversing, driving off and colliding with her vehicle. The character that Billie Eilish played was an extremely interesting one, and it came at the right time in the series and episode. Ava and her cult mirrored the behavior and mentality of the swarm of supporters for Nyjah that Ava was in. Dre's group was obsessive, they were extreme in their views and beliefs, and they were prepared to do anything to support Nyjah and spread the message of her, something which Ava and her group were doing for a completely different cause. So it was interesting to see Dre being confronted and also resisting the very thing, mindset, and approach that she has for the behavior that she emitted, and the somewhat cult that she already belonged to. So was Billie Eilish actually good? Well, this was always going to be one of the main things that was going to be judged about somebody as high profile, famous, and respected in one field, making the decision to transition over to another industry and trying to compete with people that are naturally gifted, talented, and convincing when it comes to playing characters. Something which Billie Eilish had never done before. This was her on-screen acting debut, and it was definitely an interesting role to have for her first ever one. With Dominique Fishback leading the way in terms of delivering an outstanding performance as Dre, it was always going to be difficult to match the intimidation that she emitted, along with the dynamic range in terms of tone and delivery. However, I would say that Billie Eilish did a fantastic job, especially considering it was her first role. If I hadn't have read that it was her debut in the acting scene, I most definitely wouldn't have guessed that it was. There were real moments where she was able to shine within the episode. She held her own in the scenes where there were multiple people and the focus was shifting around, but Eilish was also able to switch up and provide a more intimate performance when it came to the scenes of breaking down and getting inside of Dre's head, showing the range that she had and allowing us to learn about the character that she was playing, especially considering she didn't have a large amount of screen time in the overall show. Her journey with the character was becoming more and more evil as the runtime developed, and when you look back on her performance throughout the episode, this was something that was definitely apparent. The gradual taking over of Dre's mind and the manipulation that she was trying to do was present, and it was extremely convincing. There were haunting tones that were embedded within Billie Eilish's role, and her appearance of being this smiley, friendly, soft-spoken kind person allowed the twist of it in being a cult a lot more powerful, because her appearance was extremely deceiving. I would say that Eilish was definitely one of the better performers in the show, and it definitely felt as though she was prepared to commit to the role and provide the haunting cult leader, which was Ava. Why her character was so haunting? Type of character that Ava was somebody who was deceivingly cunning and evil. The front that she put up of being kind, warm, and welcoming, mirrored with the polar opposite evil intentions, is always something that makes it a shock surprise. but also interesting when the revelation does happen. Ava made out as if she cared about Dre and focused a lot of her attention and effort onto her. She welcomed her into her world, showed her what life could be like and how she viewed the world through her eyes. The personality of the character was one thing that made Ava extremely haunting. But I would have to say that the way that it was shot and the decision in the selection of certain shots also contributed to the reception and response of the character. With the movie looking as though it was shot on film, it provided the eerie nature that you usually get with that genre. The close-up shots to Billie Eilish's face in the personal, intimate moments, like when they were conversing and going through the therapy, was a really good choice. The soft-spoken, close and personal smile with the fast-paced questions, and then the blank expressions on her face shortly afterwards showed the different side that lied within her long before it was revealed to us. I would also say that the environment that Ava was put in was also one that contributed to that too. The fact that she was in a garden, it was bright, filled with flowers and wearing a colourful dress, it meant that it was the opposite to the darkness that was lying within her. It was quite similar to the palette and environment in the movie Midsummer. The greens were vibrant and so was the red, allowing the environment to feel like a safe space, when in reality it was the complete opposite. With the opening scene where we were introduced to her being light, green and vibrant, and the final time that we saw her, it being night in the darkness with the orange of the flame and the dark red blood being prominent, the real Ava was found and exposed, and what was on screen supported that, showing that she died as the haunting nature of the character being embodied, and the colourful welcome in front was no more. Dominique Fishback and Billie Eilish's characters were two interesting ones that appeared to be cut from a similar cloth, and it was always going to be a thing where only one was going to be able to come out on top, and for Dre's sake, it worked out best. Does Billie Eilish have other roles planned? Currently, when you search to see if Billie Eilish has any other roles that she's been cast in for any upcoming movies or TV shows, there's nothing that pops up. Obviously, she's an extremely busy person and music is her main focus, so I imagine this will be something that she almost does on the side. However, I think after her performance of the character Ava in this show, people will see that she can actually hold her own on set and has the acting chops to be able to give her all to a character and benefit the story that's unfolding. I'd genuinely be intrigued to see if she does continue to take on roles and feature in other TV shows and movies, because I'd most certainly be open to watching her more. She was memorable for the right reasons, and I'd actually like to see her take on more roles in that style of show and film. So, there you have it. Was Billie Eilish's performance actually good in Swarm? If you want to see more videos such as endings explained, theories and predictions, and character breakdowns, then click on the I button, or alternatively you can head over to my channel where you'll find them all. If you'd like to give me a show or movie that you'd like me to review, then head over to my Twitter, @brainpilot_, and tweet me what show or movie you'd like me to review next. And finally, if you'd like to see what I rate the latest movies that don't quite make the cut to getting a dedicated video, then head over to my Letterboxd profile. It's where I rate the latest releases in real time. What did you think of Billie Eilish? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.